up, you two. Come here. Come in. And just where do you pair think you're skedaddling off to, might I ask?
Only up to the nursery, Millie.
Not in your hats and coats, you ain't. You ain't at the seaside now, not any longer. You're home again. So we'll remember our manners, if you please. Hats and coats go on the hall-stand, hanged up nicely. Not on the nursery floor, all higgledy-piggledy for Millie to pick up and put away. Off you go, then. Here, hang on, what's that you're taking up with you?
It's only a bucket and spade, Millie. To put it in the back of the toy cupboard until next year.
Not them. I'll nose a bucket and spade without your assistance, miss. What's that you've got, Master Ernie? Oh, shift yourself, Miss Emily, and let the cat see the rabbit.
Only this.
Lord's a mercy, Master Ernest, you and that bootblack's box. I ain't never seen the like. I swears you hang on to it tighter than a tinker to his fiddle.
No, I don't. No, he doesn't, Millie.
Oh, yes, he does, all right.
Stop talking. Mrs. Spellbush, I was talking to Brilka.
Well, I want Spellbush's side. Why? Because you'll give us all away if you don't stop talking. He's quite right to be frightened.
Not frightened, Brilka. Don't say that I'm frightened. It's your welfare I'm concerned about, not my own.
Come on, Master Ernie. You know how Millie can keep a secret. It's a peep inside.
It's empty, Millie. It's true, Millie. It is empty.
Oh, is it indeed? Hoity-toity. Then why do you say it with your fingers crossed, Miss Emily? I ain't as green as I'm cabbage looking, I'll have you know. Come on, Master Ernie. Hand it over, peaceful like, before I take it.
Hold on,
Hold it as tightly as I can.
Now we'll see what you keeps inside.
Ah, Millie, there you are. Cook said I might find you up here.
I was taking off all the dust sheets, sir, and drawing all the curtains.
Hang the dust sheets, Millie, and blow the curtains. I have a surprise for you.
A surprise, sir? For me, sir? Ain't not going to give me palpitations, I hope.
Not at all. It's good news. I hope. But, I've been sorting out the letters that have accumulated. There's one for you.
A letter, sir? For me, sir?
Indeed. For you. Unless we're harbouring another Millie Lottersby under our roof.
Oh, no, sir. There must be some mistake. I don't know nobody as would write to me. Why, sir, I don't hardly know nobody what can write at all.
Nobody at Pontefract Barracks, Millie?
Pontefract Barracks? Oh, it's from Ma Billy. I mean Ma William. Begging your pardon, sir. Private William Tufnell.
Oh, gently! What's the matter?
Hey, you two! Mind what I told you both and hang them hats and coats up, tardy.
Oh, yes, we will, Millie.
He ain't gone off then and forgot me.
That was close. It was stupid to take them in there. I couldn't have taken them anywhere else. Somebody would have seen them. Mr. Gaston would have seen them. Just let them out of boys. Spellbush would have fumed.
I have never, ever in my entire life been so barged and bumped about.
Haven't you any consideration for other people?
It's your fault. We had to run up the stairs to escape from Millie.
It wasn't just the stairs, young person.
If only it had been.
The entire journey was a complete fiasco.
It is without doubt the very last time that I allow myself to be transported from point A to point B in such a humiliating manner.
I mean, just look at the creases in this dress. Anyone might think I'd slept in it.
You did sleep in it? All through that never-ending awful train ride?
I was not asleep, Fistram.
I'm afraid he's right, Brilka. You were. Could hardly compose my thoughts for your snoring.
I was not asleep, Spellbush, and I do not snore.
All right.
I couldn't have slept even if I'd have wanted to. Not with his whinnying and whining every mile of the way.
That was not whinnying and whining, Brilka.
If you don't stop arguing, all three of you, I'll put you back in that box and you can stay there till supper time.
Lord's a mercy, Cook, he's coming here. He's got a weekend pass and he's coming on the train to see me.
Is he indeed? And who do you say he is again when he's at home?
He's my young man. He's Private William Tufnell, that's who he is, Cook. Private William Tufnell of Her Majesty's very own Yorkshire Light Infantry, I'll have you know. My Billy.
Queen Victoria's very own? And how did a simple housemaid such as you encounter such a high and mighty person?
It was on the sands, cook, wasn't it? I was paddling in the sea with my skirts right up round my ankles, and Billy, Private Tufnell, happened to be passing, and we hit it off, cook. Right from the start we did. We got on ever so well.
And when are we to have the honour of him calling on us then?
What's the date today?
Let's see, it's Friday, isn't it? Then it's the 17th.
Oh, it's never. Oh, my stars, cook, he's coming here tomorrow. Saturday.
You'll have to get a move on, miss.
Oh, do you think the master will let me have the evening off? Here, if he lets me have the evening off, do you think he'll let Billy wait in the hall for me while I'm getting ready?
I don't know, girl, do I?
Oh.
What's more important, I should think, is when I let him sit in this kitchen with his feet under this here table and eat a slice of my apple pie.
Do you mean like Constable Culpepper does, cook, when he calls in off his beat?
Never you mind about Constable Culpepper, my girl. What Constable Culpepper does is of no concern to you. As to whether or not this chap of yours will sit at this here table might very well depend on what sort of mood I'm in tomorrow. And the mood I'm in tomorrow might very well depend on whether or not them carrots get done in time for supper tonight.
Do you mind, young man?
Beg pardon, ma'am?
The window. I would like it closed. The fresh air has a tendency to tarnish my needle.
Pleasure, ma'am.
Here's the thing, Sarah. A Swedish explorer by the name of Dusselman in the jungles of equatorial Africa managed to capture an entire tribe of pygmies by squirting non-fatal gas into their hutments while they slept. I think I might employ...
Yes, brother. You? Nay, Harwell. You'd only blow yourself up and take me with you, like as not. Gas, indeed.
Well, there's another chapter here on whaling. I suppose if I was to commission some craftsman to construct me some miniature harpoons.
Excuse me, do you know where Victoria Street is? Thank you. Excuse me, Mum. Do you know where Victoria Street is?
Yes, thank you.
Hold hard, Sarah. He asked for Victoria Street.
Yes, God did give me ears to hear with, Harwell. He did not, however, put me on this earth to act as a perambulating street directory.
1 minute, Sarah. What address in Victoria Street were you looking for, my fine young fellow?
It's a photographic studio. It belongs to
Mr. Garth Stanton. I knew it. I knew it. The good Lord has delivered this one into our hands. I know the very studio, and an excellent photographer, I'm sure he'll prove. Aye, and an old goat to boot. But surely, soldier, you've not travelled all this distance just to have a studio portrait done?
Oh, no, Gov. I'm not going for a sit-in. I'm going to see my young lady. She works for him.
For Mr. Garth Stanton?
The very same, Gov. She's housemaid to his nibs.
Billy Lottersby as I live and breathe.
Do you know her, Mum?
Who?
My Millie Lottersby.
No? Oh, no, you misheard my sister. She said, Hilly got to be. It's got to be. Hilly, up by the heath. But not Victoria Street, is it, Sarah? Very flat. Victoria Street is, I think, the point my sister was making. And in our direction, too. It should be our pleasure, young man, to escort you for part of your journey. And on the way, you shall tell us more about yourself.
Oh, that's very civil of you, Gov. I'll be glad to help you with your bags, Mum.
If God had intended us to go empty-handed, young man, he would not have attached arms to our shoulders. My brother and I are quite capable of carrying our own personal possessions. Harwell?
I do admire you lads in uniform. I was only remarking to General Kitchener the other evening in the Military and Naval Club. Horatio, I said, if those young lads of ours don't give the boys what for, then my name's not Lucian Darcy. What did you say your name was again?
Six. Bravo, Spellbush. Well played.
Oh, it's a knack, you know, throwing sixes. You either have it or you haven't. Off you go, Belka. 6 squares.
1, 2,
5-6. I'm here.
No, you're not. You've got one more square to go.
It's Emily's move, Fistram. I ought to know. I'm here.
Excuse me, Brilker, I counted you. You started off on 15. Spellbush threw a 6. You should be on 21, not 20.
He's right, Brilker. You were on 15. You've one more square to go. Oh, and then you go down that snake.
I am not going down a snake.
Oh, yes, you are.
I am not going down a snake.
You've got to go down the snake. You landed on it. It's in the rules.
I don't care if it's in the Treaty of Blefescu. I am not going down a snake. It isn't fair, Spellbush. I've been down 2 snakes already, and he hasn't been down any.
She's right, you know. Go back to where you were, Brilker. I'll roll the dice again.
You've thrown the dice already. You can't throw the dice again just because she won't go down a snake.
Why not?
Because it's against the rules.
What rules?
The rules of snakes and ladders.
Ah, I'm not playing snakes and ladders. You're playing snakes and ladders. She's playing snakes and ladders. He's playing snakes and ladders. She's playing snakes and ladders. I'm just throwing the dice. The rules don't apply to me.
He's right, you know.
Of course he isn't.
Oh, yes, he is.
No, he isn't.
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 He is, you know.
Oh, stop arguing, you three. Let's play something else.
Ernie, here he comes now. Come and see.
Do you think that's him?
Of course it's him, you silly girl. Go answer it.
Hello, Millie.
Hello, Bill. Shall you come inside? This here's the young man cook, what I think I might have mentioned, Billy Tufnell. This here's cook.
Hello, cook.
This here's the kitchen, Bill.
Yes, I thought it was.
Do you like apple pie, Billy Tufnell?
Don't I just, when I get a chance.
Well, you'd better sit down at this here table if you're going to have a slice of mine.
You're not honoured, Bill. It's only Constable Culpepper what gets to eat cook's apple pie.
Well, don't just stand there, girl. Fetch the lad a plate. Might have mentioned you indeed. Why, she hasn't spoke a single word about anything else.
What military mastermind are we masquerading as today, Howell? Redvers Buller or Napoleon Bonaparte?
Nothing so high-ranking, Sarah. Simple Sergeant Major of the line, no more, no less. Company Sergeant Major Herbert Hatkins, at your service, Mom. B Company, 1st Battalion, God's Own.
Heaven help B Company, Howell, with a man like you to command them.
The only company it's my intention to command, Sarah, is that company of mannequins inside the old goat's house.
And how will playing at soldiers help you to achieve that object?
I am not playing at soldiers, Sarah. All this is a subterfuge. Our conversation with that slavey sweetheart yesterday was not entirely wasteful. It's given me a plan. I shall talk my way onto the premises.
Yes, talk your way off them too, I dare say, as you have done a dozen times before.
Only this time, I shall be bamboozling my way past skivvies. On previous occasions, I've had to encounter the old goat himself.
And what, pray, has below stairs got to offer you, apart from setting you amongst your own kind?
The way to a man's home is through his kitchen, Sarah. I tell you, my plan is foolproof. If I can capture the confidence of the cook, I shall be able to come and go in that house exactly as I please.
And when is this latest piece of tomfoolery to take place, might one ask?
Well, not while the soldier boy's there. He'd recognise this lot for a fake straight away, but he'll be safely back in barracks by tonight. No, I shall present myself at the kitchen door after the brats are abed. Ooh. Company Sergeant Major Herbert Hatkins, at your service, Mom. Have I the honour of addressing the cook?
I've had a real right lovely time, Bill.
Then that makes 2 of us, girl.
You be sure and right now.
Of course I'll write. I'll write to you, you write to me.
And next time we'll arrange it so we've got more time together, eh? Just think, if I save up my afternoons for the next 4 weeks, we could have a whole 2 days together if you had some leave to come.
I might not be here in 4 weeks' time, Millie.
Why not? Where might you be?
Africa. Regiments in transit, see?
Hey!
found time to let me in on that one, Billy Teflon. Why couldn't you have told me?
I daresn't tell you before, Millie. I thought you might not want to take up with the chap what was going off overseas.
You get on this train, soldier, and stopping here all night.
Well, who the hell did you think I'd want to take up with Billy Teflon? Tell me that.
Going, Spellbush?
Down to the kitchen to get something to eat. I'm famished.
You are?
Strange as it may seem, Fristram, and contrary to popular rumour, you do not have the prerogative on empty stomachs.
Where are you going, Spellbush?
To get something to eat. I'm hungry.
What? You are?
You're as bad as him.
There. Now, you're sure this clothes horse ain't going to get in your way, Cook?
I shan't be all that long myself. I just want to finish off this soup and that's me done. Did you mince them boiled carrots for me like I asked?
How's them?
Just right.
What's this when it's at home?
You put that down, my girl. That's the very latest delicacy in the shops, that's what that is. And very expensive, too, it comes. That's baked beans in sauce, that's what that is.
Baked beans? In a tin can? Who'd have thought it, eh? Can't see them catching on.
Never mind what you see or don't see, miss. This here Mr. Hines that's tinned them seems to think they stand a chance of catching on, and I'll wager he knows more about what's what than you do. Why don't you get off to your room, Millie, and leave me in peace if you say you want to drop a line to your young man, though I can't imagine what you want to put down on a piece of paper that you couldn't have said to his face all afternoon.
You mind your business, Cook? You did lark him, though, didn't you?
You'll do. I'll see to that.
That'll be Constable Culpepper.
Off you go, miss.
Sergeant Major Herbert Hatkins, Mom. Do I have the extraordinary honor of addressing Mr. Garstanton's cook?
Yes?
And am I also to understand that your housemaid, Millie Lottersby, is a walking out with one of Her Majesty's armed forces? Well, I have the honour to have under my wing one Private William Tufnell?
That's true, she is.
In which case, ma'am, might I be permitted to enter your premises and beg a word in your shell-like appendage?
Come in. What is it, Sergeant Major? There's nothing happened to the lad, I hope. She was with him just this afternoon.
Oh, love you, ma'am, there's nothing happened to him, no. No, you show me the chap that would raise a finger to William Tufnell, he'd have me to deal with fast. No, no. I am here purely in the boy's own best interests, ma'am. He's in my company, and therefore I looks upon him as my very own flesh and blood.
Well, now, I'm sure Millie will be pleased to hear how Billy's being cared for. She's only just this minute gone upstairs. I'll call her down.
No, that won't be necessary, ma'am. The less that knows I'm here, the better. And I shan't overstay my welcome, ma'am, I assure you, despite the inconvenience caused in doing my duty.
You'll have a cup of tea at least. There's a pot stood on the hearth that's not long been brewed. You take your coat off and make yourself at home.
It's very kind of you, ma'am. Very kind indeed.
And you shall have a slice of apple pie as well. There's some left in the larder.
Oh, much obliged to you, ma'am, I'm sure.
You sit yourself down while we have our chat. I'll fetch that pie for you to try. It's been all baked. You'll not taste finer, I'll be bound.
So far, so good, my little mannequins.
No. I'd be surprised to hear you sees the likes of that in the sergeant's mess.
Oh, no, ma'am. Nor tastes its like neither, I'll guarantee.
Now you sit there nice and comfortable and eat your pie while I pour your tea and you tell me what you need to know.
It's a mere matter of soldiers' welfare, ma'am.
Welfare, Sergeant Major.
Here you go. Her Gracious Majesty Queen Victoria, God bless her, is eager to be assured that each and every member of the British Army's rank and file, particularly its young soldiers, is not falling into the hands or even the harms, so to speak, of undesirable young women.
Undesirable young woman, Sergeant Major? Why, I'm sure your Private Tufnell couldn't meet a nicer girl than Millie.
Well, I'm sure he couldn't either, ma'am. And I'm only too happy to have your own highly valued opinion on the subject. But it's not me what's seeking such assurances, ma'am. It's my superior officers, ain't it?
Well, I never. I didn't know the military took that much interest in what their soldier boys got up to while they were off duty.
We live and learn, ma'am. We live and learn. As the cavalry officer observed when he fell off his mount and landed slap on his face in a pile of horse manure. If you'll pardon the expression.
And what is it they need to know about our Millie?
Home environment, chiefly, ma'am. To which end, I would appreciate it if I might be granted access to the upper portions of the house while everyone's out.
You want to poke and pray about upstairs? Whatever for?
Well, not me, ma'am. My superior officers, ain't it? They wish to be assured that your housemaid's habits make her a credit to the home and worthy of young Tufnell.
I don't know that Mr. Gerstanton would agree to having his own gone over, Sergeant Major.
In which case, ma'am, perhaps it might be as well we'll get the entire operation to ourselves.
Not tell him?
No, ma'am. What the high don't see, the art don't grieve over. As the bombardier said when he reported sick with a boil on his bottom. If you'll pardon the expression.
But I'd have to tell Mr. Gerstanton, Sergeant Major, he's my employer.
Then Queen Victoria is your sovereign, ma'am, God save her. So it's all depending on how you seize your duty, isn't it? Congratulations to you, ma'am. This here's an excellent piece of pastry.
Now that there is no argument about. Constable Culpepper claims mine's the finest pastry he's ever tasted.
Constable Culpepper, ma'am?
The constable that's on this beat. He pops in most evenings for a cup of tea and to give his feet a warm. Oh, just about now. You'll pass a pleasant word with him, both being men in uniform, so to speak.
If you'll forgive me, ma'am, I believe I'll save that encounter to a later date. I'm due back in barracks in an hour, mustn't be tardy for that. The British Army must not be caught with its trousers down. If you'll pardon the expression. Control yourself, my good woman! An accident, I assure you!
Stand still! What's going on? What's your game?
Nothing untoward, Constable, I assure you.
I shall draw my own conclusions on that account. Ethel?
He got me his good woman, Alfred, and his trousers fell down.
Not in that order, madam.
Is he on these premises at your invitation, Ethel? Or is he an intruder?
I asked him in, Alfred. He said it was to do with Millie's young man.
I've always said your head was turned by anything in uniform. We're thankful your employer wasn't disturbed. And thankful, too, I happened to be passing. Still, the sooner you were on your way, the better for all concerned.
My intentions, Constable, were never less than...
Oh. What's this?
Them's my minced carrots, Alfred, look!
I've half a mind still to take you into custody.
And what charge?
Stealing minced carrots, for one thing.
But I didn't.
Them's my canned baked beans and sauce, Alfred!
And misappropriating canned baked beans in sauce for another. I shall give you until the count of 10 to get off these premises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10! Well?
As you often say yourself, Constable Culpepper, least said, soonest mended.
I suppose we should be thankful that minced carrots and baked beans was all he got his hands on.
Why don't you sit down, loosen your belt, and enjoy this last slice of my apple pie? Well, I'm blessed. Them mice are back again with a vengeance.
Gossip, tittle-tattle, argument, romance and intrigue. Add several pints of Newton and Ridley, and that's a sure recipe for classic Coronation Street, next here on Granada Plus.